Good evening. Welcome back to Don't Run with Scissors. I'm Kelly. Hopefully your favorite Jeep driving lawyer, mom of twins, 3 crazy rescue dogs, who likes to craft in her spare time, has gone back to school full time, and is training for Ironman. It's been a long day. I'm waiting. It's now 10:15 on March 4th. I'm waiting up so that my son comes home. There was some confusion about who was taking him to campus and who wasn't, and who's picking up and who's not, and so I think my mom has said that she would pick him up. Otherwise, we're going to be driving 40 minutes in the dark one way. Okay, so it's been a long day. It's been last week was a busy week. I did not get much stitching done. I don't know what my dogs did with the cap to my Sharpie. They got in my box while I was gone to class and decided to eat stuff. Shouldn't say my dogs. I mean, they are all my dogs, but it's mostly Nigel. Lizzie and Maisie will get in the trash, but they don't generally eat other stuff. They're generally pretty good. Nigel is a wild card. He's my crazy grumpy old man. Believe it or not, my pile is, well, right now it's in rather disarray, but it is getting smaller. Things are getting handled. Before we go any further, let's do the sign of the day. Sign day. Totally blanking. We're working on medical stuff. Nurse, doctor, medical. In class, and it gets a little crazy. So I'm wondering if the next chapter or unit is on legal terms, legal words, because I understand the importance medical words, medical terminology, and learning that. I really do. I get it. And I think everybody, especially people in service positions, should know basics, like, you sick? You want help? You deaf? Those are basics, and I think everybody should know them. But yeah, so we're focusing on medical words. I joke with the professor. I'm like, so legal words next, and he won't tell me. And I guess I could look ahead, but I haven't, and so so doctor or doctor and nurse, and if you want help. So there's your signs for the week. Let's see what else. Got a little caught up on web design. I was confused. He helped me tonight with a couple of things, walked us through. So I'll be caught back up likely by Wednesday night. I only have one more chapter to do in biology. I'm pretty sure that even if I didn't do this chapter, I'd end up with an A. I have like a 97%, and with her curve, 90 and above is a solid A. So, but I'm not going to risk it, and we're going to do it because at this point, you might as well. I'm still debating the summer PT training course, whether I'm going to. Right now, the schedule still doesn't show the closer campus that it's traditionally offered. That said that they're like in the finalizing dates and stuff. or if I'm just going to go ahead and register for the little bit further out campus. It's about a 20-minute one-way drive. It's actually fairly close to my office. So I don't. One of the classes the boy child was going to take over the summer, he just found out that unless he declares his major a certain way, he can't take it. So he's got to figure out something else. What else? I saw my cardiologist. We are, and I think I told you guys that. So this Wednesday they're doing the procedure. They're replacing my battery pack. It's not really a big deal, but I have to go under anesthetic because you never know how much scar tissue has built up around the old one to pop it out. So it could be a little digging in there, which could be painful, and you don't want to do that under a local. So they're going to put me like in one of those like Twilighty sort of, like when you get a colonoscopy, that kind of anesthetic. So my friend Emily is taking me. I'm really excited and happy because I love Emily. And I haven't gotten to see her beautiful face in a while because of everything. And now she's working overnights for a vet clinic, so she sleeps, and so we haven't gotten together, and I miss Emily. So I'm really, really excited to see Emily on Wednesday and that. Let's see what else. So that takes care of school. Work, work is going. Yeah. I need to get billing out. That takes a whole, but yeah. What else? I have decided that the one quilt project, I have 2 of them that need to be done. I am going to pass the torch on the one. I've had the project, I've redone it, like I've restarted it several times now. It's the one that I was missing the fabric for. I still can't find the original piece of fabric. Went and rebought it. I can't, I don't know. I'm just really, really struggling to make something that, and even finding the time and space to pull out my sewing machine and to do it. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. So I am going to pass the torch, and let it go so that it can get done for this family because they deserve that. And I just, again, I don't have the mental brain power. When I said I'd take it on, I was not anticipating several things that have happened. I am giving myself the permission to pass the torch and not feel guilty about it. And that's a huge step for me. So yeah. So, let's see. I have been working away on a bunch of stuff for Hillbilly Candles. All of the kits went out for Jukebox Stitchery. So yay, stay tuned. Look for your mailboxes. They went out today. If you have not seen it, I still have a couple left that are all kitted up and ready to go in the mail. This is the beautiful fabric. If you've not seen it before, it is all hand dyed. Clay did this set. It is hand dyed. It's beautiful. And the edges are stitched so that it shouldn't fray. I did trim up some of the scragglies, but yeah. So super cute. Let's see. That's the little box. I stained them all. So you'll stitch your piece. This is the pattern. There you go. I don't know if you can see. There. If you order the kit, you get the fabric, which is plenty big. As you can see, lots of room. And then you get your flosses, and there's some extra little treats in there. So yeah. This one's mine. So, but we still do have a couple kits to go. So that's cool. We have a couple things that are with the with model stitchers, so that, you know, that'll be cool. So we're working away on that. Like I said, Hillbilly Candle Company is going great. We are up to, I think actually we're now over having 69 cents. Different cents. I should not have done that. I'm a butthead. Y'all. It's been a long day. I started early this morning. I had to go get pre-procedure COVID test. And I'm like, this is pointless. First of all, I know I don't have COVID. If I do, I'd be asymptomatic. But I just home tested, like, well, now it's been probably close to 2 weeks, but it's not like my procedure is Wednesday. I left the COVID test. I went to Walmart, to Target, to the post office. Somewhere else. Then I went to class. So, and that was just today. So who's to say after I had this nasal swab, like this test, I didn't contract it while I was at Walmart? Because if you're going to get it while you're out and about, it's probably going to be at Walmart. I mean, it just seems like, I don't know. I think they would have been better served swabbing me Wednesday morning before my procedure and doing it like a rapid test. Like, hey, show up in this department, test. We'll do a rapid test. You'll have to wait there an hour and then come back to the cardiology unit and we'll do the procedure. Makes more sense. Anyways, my soapbox, not your soapbox. You don't have to worry. All is good in my world. So yeah. Let's see. So stitching. We've been working on WhipGo. This month, my pulls were for Lady of the Flag and Van Gogh Jeep. Pulled out Van Gogh Jeep to work on. I was all excited because, see, Van Gogh Jeep is actually for me. For those of you who don't know what Van Gogh Jeep is, I commissioned a pattern to be made. This is before I understood how to make patterns, because now I could just do it myself, or I'd have Clay do it. One of us would do it. Instead, I paid somebody to do it, somebody else to do it. Whatever. We live and learn. That is called baby steps forward. You learn. So what they did is we took Van Gogh's Starry Night and the little towers, like on this side, like the black towers this side, and over here is the front end view of a red Jeep. So I call it Jeep Van Gogh because that makes sense to me. And it sits in my wiener dog bag because my wiener dog loves to ride in the Jeep. She does. She's a Jeep girl. All of my dogs are Jeep dogs. They love to be in my Jeep. My big girl, Lizzie, will dart out the front door and will sit outside of the Jeep. And if you open the door, she'll sit in the Jeep for hours. Absolutely hours. She doesn't care. Sometimes she begs to go even around the block. I can get in, I can start up the Jeep, I can drive literally around the block. Get back out and she's fine. She's thrilled. So, Jeep Van Gogh was pulled this month along with Lady of the Flag. I have not pulled out Lady of the Flag yet this month, but that's okay. We have 2 days done on Jeep Van Gogh. So I pulled out Jeep Van Gogh and I was looking at it and I was like, yep, that's a mistake. Yep, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And I was getting really frustrated because I didn't know where to stitch because my stitches on the fabric didn't quite line up with what I had marked off on the pattern. Yes. So after much frustration, and there was much frustration and there was much debating because I had about 10,000 stitches in to the project. I wasn't sure if it would look right if I then tried to just figure out and start stitching correctly, if it was going to look right. I just didn't know where I went off the rails. And I finally said, just restart it. You're going to be much happier, girl. In the process, I also figured out how to upload my pattern into Pattern Keeper. Here's a couple of words of advice that I have found out with my tablet before I show you my piece. I went with the very inexpensive Amazon 7 Fire Tablet 7. It was like just under 50 bucks. It only had like 16 gigs of memory. I thought that would be a lot. It's actually not when you're talking about pieces that are Haid size pieces. And I don't stitch, I haven't stitched mini size Haids. I do the full size, oftentimes super colors. I mean, you know, these are so between, so I was trying to upload it and I ran out of memory already. I have Pandemic by Long Dog Sampler, Magic Studio, Magic Study. It's Magic Study. Baphomet from Unconventional Cross Stitch, and I think I had one other Haid in there. And all of a sudden it wasn't letting me upload my Jeep Van Gogh. It said I was out of memory. Now you can pick up the little memory SD cards and pop it in the side, relatively inexpensive. And so that is what I did. But if I had to do it over again, I probably would have just spent the extra money to buy a tablet with more gigs. Okay, that said, the other thing that was really frustrating me was I had this bag of flosses, and many of them are, as you can tell, are very similar in shades of blue. There's a lot of blue in this pattern. And I was getting frustrated because I would go to pull a floss color and I would pull the color right next to it, kind of thing. And I was just getting really frustrated because I couldn't find, it took me, by the time I found the color that I needed to stitch, I was like, okay, it's time for me to go to bed. And I've spent many a nights up this last week, up until, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was back up at 5 o'clock in the morning to take care of stuff. So my stitching time had been very limited, and I spent most of it searching for colors. And I finally said, this is stupid. Like, seriously? So I pulled out one of every single color. I got out my Janet Jabber floss drops that she made and sent me. And I pulled, like I said, one of each color, and I loaded my floss drops and put them. And then the other day I spent a couple bucks and I got me a couple of these rings. This has been a wonderful lifesaver. They're all in numerical order, but there is one of each color that is involved. So I started Jeep Van Gogh again, and this is where we are at. 2 days worth of work. I am not at 1%. And that's okay. But that's where we are, and it is all correct. Pattern Keeper has really been very nice as far as me noticing almost right away when something is wrong and me keeping track of things like that. It's really, like, I'm actually just, I'm sorry that I didn't start using it sooner, honestly, especially for bigger pieces. For the next piece that I worked on, it's not that big of a deal, but for my big pieces, I think it's one of those, it's definitely a winner. And it's a lot easier to manage carrying a tablet with me than a 97-page pattern kind of thing. So, and then when I make a mistake, you can like unclick the box and a little frog comes up on the bottom of the screen and you click it and it frogs the stitch on the screen. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of cute. Not that you should be making mistakes on purpose just to like unfrog, like see the little frog, but I'm just saying, like he's there. Okay. So the other thing that I have been working on, and I literally just started this 2 nights ago, and I didn't make it. I've made decent progress on it. Like I haven't stitched a ton on it, but like as far as time in those 2 nights, um, but that's okay because like I said, I'm one chapter away from being done with one class, and like I have this huge web design programming, like coding project to work on and stuff. So it's not like I haven't been doing. Anyways, I joined the Frosted Pumpkin under the sAL. It screams to me. Like, who is surprised that I joined the sAL? Like, seriously, saw the preview and I was like, yep, I'm in. Absolutely. So I decided to do it on, Michael sells a really pretty, and I want to say it's by DMC. It may be by Zweigart. They're all 14 count Aida. I think that is the only size in fabric that they sell them in, but they're these beautiful printed fabrics. And I had picked up, I was going to do the frogs, the turtles from All Forest. I'm still going to do that pattern because I love frog. I want to. But the fabric works out to be enough with the borders for the under the sAL, and the color was just like spot on. The only thing is I wanted sparkly fabric for myself. Well, the Aida wasn't sparkly. Not a problem. I have the spray fabric paint, like sparkle, that I had bought when I dyed my fabric for the Epic Disney Princess sale from Clouds Factory. So I got that out. It wasn't spraying. I was like, oh, really? So I got out a foam paintbrush and I dipped my paintbrush in and I just painted the sparkles all over. So mine's extra sparkly. I love it. So I worked on it this is the preview. That's the part 1. I am going to change her hair color. Her hair color is charted as a purple. I'm going to change it so that she's like a dirty blonde. Because, well, I'm brunette, but I grew up as more of a very light, dirty blonde, and Bean's hair is more of a dirty blonde. And so, yeah. So that is where we're at. The only thing left is to put in his eyeball and to put on his little mouth. Which I'll just wait until I have the other dolphin done. My son just got home and that's why the dog bells are going off, so please forgive them and wait a second.
Mom can't take, or Grandma can't take me Wednesday, your request. Sorry.
So, that is all the stitching I got done. The only haul that I have, I can't show you because I haven't printed it off, but I ended up getting, I added, well, no, I'm doing Epic Disney, but I have added patterns more than just the princesses. Ivory Needle on Etsy has charted them so that they match and they're the same size and everything for the frame. Many of the other Disney and Pixar films, she is planning on doing many more. If there is a specific movie you want, all you got to do is shoot her a message and she'll do it. It's not a big deal. But I ended up getting, so I have all of them that are available now, and I had picked up Encanto last week, and I realized Alice in Wonderland is now available from Clouds Factory, so I did purchase that, and that was the one thing. So I now have for my princess, well, my Epic Disney, and apparently I am not the only other one who is adding all of the other movies. So yay! Welcome to the crazy. I like when other people join me with my crazy because then I'm not crazy. I'm just one of the crowd. So I think I'm at like 20 movies on my little card that we have. So yeah. All of my dishes except for today's dishes are done. I'm very excited about this. My bathroom is clean. The laundry is done. Like I said, I've been to the store. I've been to the post office. I've been all over. Um, yeah, tomorrow morning we get to wake up and do it all again. That's okay. Um, on that note, though, I'm going to let you go. It's almost 11. Well, it's like 20 minutes to 11. I'm going to upload this, but I'm going to go to bed. I will see you guys all next week. I will see you all next week. We'll see you next Monday. If there's anything I can do for you, please shoot me a message. You can reach out on Facebook. You can reach out on Instagram. Heck, you can reach out on TikTok. I don't tweet or anything, but you know. So yeah, there you go. I will talk to you guys all soon. Sending you much love and hope you have a great week. Bye, guys.